All right, welcome back to episode two of. I still don't have a name for it yet. I was thinking Cameron's Crazy Cabeza because I love alliteration. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. And I'm married to a Latina, so it kind of works, but I also think it's a little. Maybe it has like negative connotations, and the whole point of this is to grow and expand. So that's what we got right now. We'll come up with a better title as we go along. Today, I want to just kind of talk about what my head has been, what my head is, me, what I've been obsessing about and kind of getting really anxious and worried about for the last, I'd say, well, honestly, since I graduated college, I guess, the last 5 years. And there's been different things, but what I've found in life is that like I've chosen different things to focus on and get really worried about and obsessed about, depending on where I'm at in life. The feelings tend to be the same and the cycles tend to be the same, but sometimes like the external things are a little different. Just real quick, like when I was a kid, it was OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and that involved like washing my hands 7 times. As I grew up, it was more around social interactions with people, and now where I'm at in life, it's around what I'm doing with my life, what I want to be like in terms of a career. I'm 30, and I'm feeling a lot of pressure, or I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself around that. Probably most of which is completely unnecessary because I have a stable job, I have things I'm working on the side. But what really comes up is this daily mental cycle that I go through of just feeling I'm not doing enough. I got to be doing more. I'm behind. I am not doing something that I'm passionate about. I should be working harder. I should be working on something different. I need to find my way. How am I going to be successful? Like these are kind of the questions that I just wake up with every day, and I think it's the questions that probably most of the population goes through. Most people don't just find their dream path and their way forward. It's a zigzag, not a straight line, right? But what I really want to address is sort of the approach of it. Like it's a daily exercise of just doubting myself, getting really worried and stressed about it, and then kind of spending a lot of time procrastinating, just thinking about, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. Oh my God, I'm going to fail. I'm going to never be successful, or I'm going to be, you know, whatever, the story I'm telling myself. Instead of just really focusing on things that I'm working on right now, focusing on trying to figure out, what I would like to do. It's it's that unknown. I can't have the answer right now. I can't just snap my fingers and have the answer. And so then I just go into the spiral of overthinking, self doubt, really negative self talk. Um, and there's some ways that I still wonder if it's kind of pushed me. I think earlier in my 20s, I really didn't want to think about this for this exact reason. I think subconsciously I knew this is what it was going to feel like, and so I kind of just ignored it in some ways. Like I always would get really nervous around people talking about their careers because like I was like, oh shit, I got to figure that out, and I don't want to think about it. So I'd always try to like steer the conversation away and avoid it. But when I hit probably like 27, 28, I was like, okay, I can't just keep dodging this. That was when I had my first corporate job, and I was like, I don't want to do this the next 30 years of my life. I got to do a lot more than this. And um, shit, now I've just lost my train of thought. This is what happens too. I start thinking about it, and then the words come out, and then the thoughts go off wherever they go, and then I got to recalibrate. Um, but yeah, that's sort of like what I am working with every day, and it's frustrating because let's say I'm working on this side project. I have this book marketing side hustle that I'm trying to build up. And instead of just focusing on different ways to maybe build it, different ideas, which I do, I'm also always battling the voice in my head, which I'm sure everybody is, but it just seems so strong and it's daily and very consistent and tends to turn into me just thinking about that voice like, oh my God, this isn't the right thing. You got to be doing something else. You're wasting your time with this. This isn't it. You got to find the right thing. You got to go to the next thing, or how do you know if this is going to work? Instead of just focusing on the things and testing and, setting a deadline of, months, a year, whatever it is to figure out if it will work. and just going about what you need to do to make it work. And so that's sort of what I go through. And honestly, like as I'm talking about it now, it's funny because it's so clear to me what trips me up in life, and yet, you know, I can see it in front of me. It's like very clear and obvious that it's my own thoughts and beliefs and this kind of cycle that I like to run through, but I still do it, it seems like every day. Surprisingly, this week has actually been a lot better, and this is the week after I did the first video, so maybe this talking it out is actually sort of working, and there's something here. So I think that's all I got right now. I'd like to get a little bit more organized perhaps on these videos, but right now I think I'm just going to stick to going off of what's on my head in the moment, and like I said, we'll see where this goes. Complete.